Hello, I'm Jordan Woods, Project Safety Manager at the Hayden CACJ project.
And I'm David Thu, Craft Safety Advisor on the same project.
Today we're going to be testing cord strengths of different power tools on our projects. So as you all know, we got to make sure if we take our power tools up at heights, they have to be properly tied off. This can present a hazard of its own when using tool lanyards. Tool lanyards are often tied back to the person using it, to their harness, or maybe to an anchorage point close to them. And when they start using this, there's a potential for their lanyard to get caught up either in the grinding disc, drill bit, or wire wheel, or in this case a flapper wheel. When that happens, that's going to cause that tool or power tool to come back towards them and potentially causing serious injury. So what we wanted to do is look at a different way of attaching these tool lanyards. We looked at going at the base of the trigger here, but that won't work. This will cause overheating because there are vents down here, and so our next idea was to possibly put it on the cord.
Such as this kind of way in this application. And what we're going to do is go out there and we're going to hook the tool lanyards to these, and we're going to drop them from height and see if this cord is strong enough to hold this tool. That way, keeping the tool lanyard back from the employee even further from the moving parts of the power tool.
So we took the 1-inch Python tape and we took the smaller D-ring. Now our tools, when we looked them up online, they weigh between 3.5 to 5 pounds. And if you see this small D-ring and if you're familiar with it, you know this is only capable of holding 2 pounds. It says it right on the tag. But this is demonstration purposes, and we wanted to see if it would hold up for our test. So what we did is we attached the D-ring to the base of our power tools. We took between 12 to 24 inches of Python tape that is required by the manufacturer, and we attached them to the cords, as you can see. We are going to be going outside to our jungle gym and dropping some tools. All right, for our first test, we are doing the 4.5-inch grinder attached to the base of the cord with your standard D-ring attachment. We have it attached to the beam with the beam strap, and we've got the carabiner attached to the beam strap. David's gonna drop, and then we'll see what happens. All right, David, go ahead. So here's the result of the first drop. As you can tell, the cord did not pull free of the housing on the tool, but the tape did slide down slightly. We will do another drop and see what happens. All right, David, go ahead and give it a drop. Alright, so as you can tell, the D-ring slid all the way down from the tool to the cord cap. And we did receive some damage to this outer cord jacket. It did pull out a little bit, not all the way. All right, this is the first drop for the 1/2-inch drill. David, go ahead and give it a drop. As you can tell, the drill pulled loose from the cord. This is a Milwaukee. This is how the cords are attached to the drill. obviously the connection isn't capable of withstanding the force of this drop. The last tool we're going to try is the die grinder. Go ahead, David, give it a drop. So as you can tell, there's no damage to the cord end. The tape did hold, it didn't slide down at all. All right, this is the second drop with the die grinder. David, go ahead and give it a drop. All right, so after the second drop, still no damage to the cord itself. There's no pull away from the housing of the tool, and the D-ring did not slip at all.
Okay, as a result of our tool demonstration, dropping the grinder will not seem to hold up when we attach it to this cord. The python tape just slipped to the end of the cord cap, causing the jacket right here to fall out, which could potentially rip this cord out. So when we dropped our drill, as Jordan has in his hand with the quick connect, all it did was rip this quick connect straight off. So that won't work. So we do not advise putting any python tape or any kind of anchorage points on the cords, as they will not hold.
It will continue. That being said, we will continue to use the current location of our D-rings and our straps, but we do want to make sure that we are providing the proper training to our employees and reminding them that, you know, this does present a separate hazard of its own, and to make sure that if they are going to tie it back to themselves, they need to limit the amount of slack to reduce the potential of getting caught in the drill or into the blades of the grinder.
If you see somebody out there performing their work and they're happening to get too much slack, we need to use our stop work authority and explain to them, or maybe retrain the employee on how to use these tools properly so that nobody gets hurt. That's our number one concern. So just remember, as you're using these tools, to keep this out away from you, avoiding slack. So you don't want slack coming up in here. So maybe, you know, putting your hand down here on this or whatever to avoid getting slack in there, and keeping that drill or grinder or whatever it may be out away from your body.